Are you ready to learn more tonight? Yes? Okay. We've had such an amazing 2 days. Yesterday was just incredible, and even today. And so we've really been talking to you a lot about belief, about your mental, emotional, and just your entire mindset and outlook and perspective about this business. And belief is the cornerstone for that. But tonight, I'd like to deviate a little bit from this. I think that it's one thing to really talk about mindset and attitude, because attitude really is very important in this business. But there's also a component of skills and how-tos that we also need, the practical side of it. Are you there? And so being a mom, I'm a very practical person. And so tonight, I decided I just wanted to be I wanted to be practical with you tonight. Is that okay? Yes. All right. So what is something that, when we do the business and we start out, we have milestones, very important milestones that we use to track our progress in the business. Your first milestone could very well be your first sign-up. Remember the first time you signed anyone up? Who remembers that? Yes, right? It's like your first kiss or something. It's unforgettable because it's the first time somebody actually believed you. Now, for some of you, it was very easy to get that first sign-up. But for a lot of us, myself included, I struggled with my first sign-up. It took me months. Literally, I think 6 months when I started in the business before I could even sign my first sign-up. So how many of you agree? Because I worked so hard to get that first sign-up, it's unforgettable. Right? It's unforgettable. Another milestone would be what? Your first check. Would that be an unforgettable milestone? Yes? Absolutely. I had been doing the business, and this was 18 years ago when I started. And again, because it took me 6 months to even sign anybody up, obviously it took a while for me to get my first check. And although I did have the belief that I was going to make money in the business, I had the belief that this was the business for me, there was no greater validation for that belief than when I received my very, very first check. How many of you feel that way or felt that way when you received your first check? All right, great. Now, my first check was something like 30 pesos. Now, I'm from the Philippines. So, all right, there you go. My first check was 30 pesos, and at that time, that was roughly the equivalent of maybe about a little over $2. Not $200. It was the equivalent of about $2. This was 18 years ago, but still $2 was such a negligible amount that the company that I was with at that time, my very first network marketing company, felt that the amount was so small, it was not worth putting it in a check. The check paper was more expensive than the amount. And so they just gave me a printout of how much commission I had made. Are you there? But I still remember it 18 years after. Why? I remember the feeling. I remember the sense that, wow, this is actually for real. I could actually make something here. Do you remember that feeling? Only one person remembers that feeling. Thank you. Another milestone would be once you start to, when you fire your boss. Would that be a milestone? Would firing your boss be an important, unforgettable, lifelong celebration milestone? Yes? Yes? All right, how many here can proudly say they've already fired their boss? Stand up. You've already fired your boss. Stand on your chair. If you've already fired your boss, come on, wave both arms if you've already fired your boss. All right, so we've got a lot of people here who've already fired their boss. Congratulations. Congratulations. Is it an unforgettable experience? Was it unbelievable the day that you actually went and talked to your boss? Yes? Do you still remember the feeling till today? What was the feeling? A feeling of freedom, right? Did you feel free? Did you feel what? Free like a bird. Now, for every person here who has fired their boss, there are at least 2 or 3 people who wants to fire their boss but hasn't been able to fire them. Where are those people? You want desperately want to fire your boss. Stand up. Give a great big shout. All right. All right. Remain standing. So those of you who want to fire your boss, and if there's anyone here who knows somebody who has a downline who also wants to fire their boss, stand up. If you want to fire your boss, or you have a downline or downlines who want to fire their bosses, stand up. If you know somebody in your organization who wants to fire his or her boss, stand up. Come on. Okay. Now look around you. Look around you. Is that a lot of people? Would you want to know how to fire your boss? Would you really want to know how to fire your boss? All right, so that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. Take your seat. Thank you, everyone. I am not just going to talk to you about how to fire your boss. I'm going to talk to you about how to fire your boss smiling. Who wants to know how to fire your boss smiling? All right, good, good. Okay, now, firstly, the reality is, when we were in school, most of us were actually told and taught and reminded and programmed to go to school and do well in school so that what?